Hi, I'm Velikovsky of Newcastle, and here's a quick summary on EvCult and Big History. In 2 minutes, or it's free. So up here on the EvCult blog is a link to this article in Journal of Big History in November 2025, and there's the citation. There's the abstract to the article, and it's open access on the Big History website, Journal of Big History. Here's the references in the article and also the clickable URLs in the endnotes. Lots of systems theorists in there, von Bertalanffy and the gang, Tyler Volk, etc. Then there's all the clickable endnotes from the article, just for ease of use. Big History and EvCult, Enhancing the 8 Thresholds with the Universal Systems Meta-Science. Rob Young and I of the GST SIG recently attended part of the Big History conference. There's the IBHA website, and Dave Lapoire gave a great 6-minute introduction. That's all free on YouTube, well worth a look. There's the conference program, and Rob and I also gave some semi-impromptu talks. Here's some of the speakers, some ISSS members. Of course, there's the great Lowell Gustafson. Here was a presentation Rob gave. And so that was a terrific conference. And yes, there's an article on EvCult in the current issue of Journal of Big History. And then there's also these other 12 or so online essays about issues in EvCult and Big History. And this post done by the Ethicizer AI. Next. And these are custom GPTs. If you go to the EvCult blog, the index, and search on GPTs, you'll get EvCult related GPTs collated. Click that, and it should bring up this blog page with links to 20 plus EvCult GPTs designed around different topics. So perhaps some of these are interesting use cases for other members of the GST SIG, General Systems Theory Special Integration Group. So there's an EvCult Tutor GPT, which teaches you the basics of EvCult. Some of my digital twins, there's an Ethicizer simulated toy version there, the Ethicizer GPT, and many other types of EvCult and or Ethicizer GPTs. And if you have a ChatGPT Plus subscription, these GPTs are all free to use. So possibly some interesting use cases there for the General Systems Theory Special Integration Group. Just examples of some of the kind of things you can do with custom GPTs. And that one's listed on, there's an AI for that website. And there's various screenwriting tools, etc. So, at any rate, there's a whole collection of EvCult GPTs, some of which may provide interesting examples for GST SIG members. Here's the EvCult Tutor GPT. That teaches you the basics of EvCult in an interactive format, and here's an example conversation. So using its knowledge base, it's teaching the human user the basic principles of EvCult, and then you can ask it to give me a quiz on EvCult, multiple choice test. So useful educational tools, and then it's breaking down units of culture, so a book and its individual units on the different scale levels, And likewise for a movie, breaking it down into its smaller fractal holon partons or units of culture. And now we're asking it to show us the units of a song part, line, phrase, bar, measure, beat, etc. So it's using tools of EVCult to analyse the units on the different scale levels or subsystems of subsystems, or ecosystems of ecosystems, if you like. Anyway, that's just a quick 3-minute glance at some of the EVCult custom GPTs, which may be useful references or inspirations for other members of the GST SIG, especially if you have your own general system theory. Next. And not forgetting, coming up halfway through next year is the 70th annual meeting or conference of the ISSS, International Society for the System Sciences, Elevating System Science to Address Humanity's Greatest Challenges, and the subtitle From Theory to Action, Advancing Real-World Applications, Converging on General System Science and Harnessing the Power of AI. So maybe see you at the conference. Next. One last Q&A. So why does Velikovsky wear 3 lab coats? The answer is 1 for science, 1 for meta-science, such as system science, and 1 for a meta-science, EVCult. And let's see that in diagram form. So there you have your 3 scales of science down the bottom: individual sciences, in the middle, meta-sciences such as systems science, information and communication science, computer science, cultural evolution science, creativity science, etc. And up top there, macro, meso and micro scale, looking at fractal holon partons, or the units of everything. So EVCult, a universal scientific set of 1 units, 2 scale levels, 3 laws of those units, and 4 the evolutionary algorithms or mechanisms that work on those units. So that should explain why 3 lab coats and why we use the EVCult lens. Hope that helps. Thanks for listening. Bye for now. And yes, maybe see you at the conference.